So I had made a promise. In the next video, we're gonna attempt to do a test drive.
So sad, literally.
But before we can do that, as you see, there's still loads left to do. Yes, this car was crash damaged, this side was hit, structural damage. No structural damage. Of course, there's a lot of broken parts. So the taillight is completely gone, and same thing goes with the rear bumper, has completely perished. So from the bits and pieces that I have showed you, we have so much to do. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna do a price breakdown. And I do think, personally, I know a lot of people claim that, but this is gonna be the cheapest Audi R8 in UK. Wait till you see. So this is gonna be the first job, and I think it's gonna be the hardest job.
This heat shield is in a rough shape, rusted and damaged, definitely has seen better days. First step is to strip this inner lining so we can really see what we're dealing with. Before it comes apart, I need to take the metal corner retainer. The right hand side one is pretty beat up. So yeah, to get this part back to the shape, I had to heat it, hammer, repeat it. I need to get the both pieces exactly the same. Now it's time to take the last screw out. Once it's out, the part finally comes free. Then I lift out the membrane and set it aside. We'll use this layer. This outer layer is going to be reused, so we'll handle it carefully, heat it up and push it back into its original shape. So this process had actually took me quite some time to get it right. Now I'm ready to move to the next step. For the new heat shield piece, I'm using the corner section to shape it so it flows with the original curve. Once again, this took quite some time, but now that I'm happy with the shape, I'm ready to move on. Drilling holes for the flare rivets to attach to the outer layer. This will keep it in place and it will make sure everything lines up. Now I measured the old piece, marked the new one. For the straight edge I have used the bottom shield of the car, bent it at 90 degrees, and yes, you guessed it, had to measure, cut, bend, measure, cut. My goal was to get this as close as possible to OEM spec, and this meant I had to spend about 3 days doing this. Now it's time to slide the membrane between the layers. I lift the corner piece so it fits perfectly underneath. To make sure both sides line up perfectly, I made a template with an A4 page. The reason I done that because the driver's side was badly damaged and the passenger side was okay. Now I'm just double checking to make sure it fits on the driver's side before I cut the new piece. There's a couple more pieces that we need to sort out, and you can really see the difference between the damaged part and a good one. And this part is supposed to look like this. Crazy. Taking it apart makes it easier to work on, and this one was on the driver's side, so it's badly damaged. And we do the same thing with the good part.
Oh wow.
Of course, some screws were insanely tight. So once again I have to heat the part, so it's easier to bend it back. Hammer, heat, bend. Now it's a long process of shaping it, adjusting, and checking constantly against the original. It takes patience to get this shape perfect. But each adjustment gets us closer. It's a slow process, but seeing it come together makes it totally worth it. And yes, sometimes the sacrifice is burning your hands and setting things on fire, which is totally worth it. And as you can see, I was having a lot of fun. This part was so badly damaged, you couldn't even tell what it used to be. And it took me some time to figure out where to even start. The process was exactly the same, heating the part, bending it, pulling, and burning my hands. And once again, it took forever. But the result was actually very impressive. Now finally, I can start fitting those parts onto the main heat shield that we repaired. This is the damaged side, so I had to make a readjustment to make sure it fits properly.
My people, 2.5 days later, we finished. And it went looking from this, looking like that. Yeah, boy, I'm actually very surprised how well it turned out. And the side that was mostly damaged was this side, and this is the side here, and you wouldn't even know. They turned out really well. It took me forever, but it's worth it. It saved me a lot of money. I think it's like 70 quid for just this bit. Crazy money. So the plan was to repair this the same way as I repaired that, but I only bought enough to do this. I actually found one on eBay for very cheap, well, 50 quid, but that was 50 quid. So I would have to buy more to repair this, which probably would be another 30 quid. But the only thing is, it's gonna take a couple days to arrive. I should maybe get the taillights on and then work on the rear bumper. And this needs work, and it needs a lot of work. There's a lot of broken bits and pieces everywhere. This wasn't new. This was second-hand, brand new. And this bumper actually came with the carbon exhaust tips, which is amazing. You know what? I think we should fit these taillights because it's gonna make it looking really good. You just slide them in. Yeah. Now it's just a matter of lining everything up. Make sure all the gaps are good. Now a couple bolts in the bottom. 2 minutes later, taillight is on and it's looking pretty good. The gaps are even. So now we need to get this one on, but this one is not going to be simple because one of the mounting points are snapped. So yeah, we need to fix that before we can fit this onto the car. This here has came from the original tail light, but I need to use it for here. So I need to somehow modify it and plastic weld it. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Very interesting. I'm not sure, maybe I can use something like that. That wouldn't be too bad. Right, first things first, let's take some bits off this.
Once again, heat up the old screw, weight of WD-40 and set it on fire. And let it burn. Now we're happy with the positioning of the bracket. And to secure it in place, we're gonna use heated staples. Now I grind the little legs of the staples using the Dremel. Melt everything together to make sure it's fully bonded. And then keep adding more material where it's required.
Oh yeah, boy. Looks good, feels good.
I use the Dremel to smoothen out any imperfections and make sure everything fits perfectly. I repeated the same process on the second mount, which was slightly cracked. It's a lot of careful work, but each step strengthens the bracket and gets it closer to perfect. And this is the final result.
Oh yeah. So both of them are done, and that took 2 minutes. That one took an hour. But now let's test them and see if they actually work, so let me know. Oh yeah, I think I need to plug that one in. Oh boy, I think they're working. Oh wow, they're looking pretty. Alright, tell me if the other lights are working. That's the brake. And then reverse indicators. Was everything working? Well, let me know in the comments, but I think they look amazing. Like, you wouldn't think it was 2008. They actually look very futuristic. Great success. Guys, I nearly forgot. We need to put the sway bar back on. And for that, we need to lift the car up. Okay, so what way does this go? I think it goes in this way. So I couldn't remember how to put them on, so I had to double check, but it definitely goes like this. Yeah. Wheels back on before I tighten it, because it needs to be in a neutral position. 25 newtons. 35 newtons. Another part successfully fitted. Today's a new day and the R8 is starting to look really good. We got taillights done, we got the sway bar done, and yes, we're still waiting for the heat shield, this one here. And it's a weekend, so it's going to be a couple more days before it arrives. I hope it's Monday, Tuesday. So the next step is the rear bumper. So I got this bumper from eBay, and usually they're about £1,000, but I was fit to get one for 400 quid. And it actually came with the exhaust tips, which are carbon fiber. We do need to refurbish them, but unfortunately the inner brace is damaged. It's cracked in all different places, and the exhaust is sitting out too much because obviously the mounting points are completely broken. But this side is missing a lot of inner brace. This is unacceptable. And to repair this side, I'm thinking to take this inner brace off because this one has all the exhaust mounting points. So that should work okay. But this side, we're gonna have to come up with something.
Once again, to take the parts off the car, you need to set them on fire. And please do not try this at home, leave this for professionals. Like anything else in this car, everything is rusted and it's taken extra time.
No way, that loosened. Don't believe it. That'll be too good to be true.
The way this exhaust tip is mounted is not OEM. To be honest, I don't know why exactly it's mounted like that, but it could be just because the mounting points were completely snapped.
Oh wow, look at that. So we're gonna have to refurbish all this, but they should look really good once we have that done. Yes!
Taking the wire loom off because I will be reusing it. Taking this inner brace as well.
So a lot of time has passed, and you know what else is a lot? This bumper. This bumper is going to be a lot of work. This is the one that we took off the old bumper, and this goes on this side. And this one, of course, has a lot of bits broken and missing. There's a big section, like this section is missing off this. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how I'm going to fix this. And guess what? I have came up with an idea, and it took me about 2 days to make it, but we'll come back to this. So this is the old one, and it's in a really bad state. And guess what? I wasn't going to spend 2 days fixing that. No way. And instead, I'm going to use this one. I'm sure it's already figured out. Yeah, the delivery has come in, and I can't believe I paid 50 quid. This is 350 usually new. So obviously this means this can wait, and we're going to get this finished because we started and needs to be done. So I left this bit a lot bigger so I can trim it down and make sure it fits with this part.
So yeah, once again you have seen the process. Cut, measure, measure, cut, and repeat it 5 more times.
Yeah, it got so dark. It took me so long, but the reason it took me so long to get this hole lined up is because I made one mistake. And that mistake was in here. I thought this goes over that, but no, that goes inside. So I had to peel some back and make enough room to push that in.
This is where I had to make adjustment.
But to be honest, we didn't do it that bad. It actually lines up pretty well. And the muffler goes in first before building this up. But obviously I built it up to make sure everything lines up. But now I have to take it apart. But as you can see, everything is looking pretty good. It's like bubble for your muffler.
So guys, every step seems to be very, very important. So I don't know if I'm showing you too much, let me know in the comments. But basically in this step, I had to pre-drill everything and put the fixtures in place. And everything had to line up perfectly for that secondary shield to slot in and make a perfect seal. The reason you want to make sure everything is perfectly sealed is because you don't want any extra heat escaping into your engine bay and surrounding components.
My people, that took hours. Like, to make sure this fits and to put all the fixtures in place, it took too long. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. It's probably like 11 o'clock at night, and yeah, I'm ready to put this in here. Guys, I know I keep talking about it, but I'm so proud how this turned out. Like, everything is lining up really well and it's all sealed. So I have put all the screws, it's all fastened and ready to be put back in here. And I do think, for some reason, this is going to be really awkward. It's really heavy. I really do think this is going to be awkward because of these. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to take them off. Oh man, taking everything off. Don't know if I have to take this off, but I will because this will be easier. Okay, let's try again. This is so freaking heavy. Oh, it's in. Okay. To fit this heat shield of a bubble and a muffler, we had to take a couple steps back. So let me fix that. Ta-da! Job's done. What's next? So this is our next job, crash bar, and this goes on here, and this mounts onto the crash bar to keep this nice and wide for the exhaust. Bolts were missing, so I had to buy 2 bolt injector pump bolts, 650, exactly the same. The only difference is there's no rust. This is the one that came off the car. As you can see, no good going. And this one, I bought it from eBay and it was £157, which is actually not bad because it came with these 2 brackets. On this one, both of them were damaged. So before I can fit this on, I need to repair a couple mounting points for the exhaust shield. It mounts like this, so it's not a big deal. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grind this off, drill the hole, and put a self-tapper on both sides. Okay, now we're ready to put this on.
Quick comparison, this is before repair and the after repair. The difference are insane.
So at the start of the video, I made a promise. Well, 2 promises. First one was we're gonna test drive it, and the second one was like a price breakdown. But unfortunately, we need some fuel. And the weather is not on our side. Okay, fuel is first. Can't believe this is gonna be my first fuel up. And it's gonna be like this. That's crazy. But you do what you have to do. Alright, so how does this work? You put this in here, and then you go. Oh yeah. Easy peasy. Yes, so that's my first car fuel up. You don't see that every day. This is how you fill up your supercar, guys. This is the only way. Yeah, so that should be about 20 liters. Should be enough to do a test drive. Well, it is 15 maybe miles per gallon was shown on the clock. So yeah, just about enough. Oh yeah, the gauge is going up. We're off the red line, which is good. Perfect. So I left the muffler loose. You can swing it forward and backwards. And the reason I've done that is because I want to hear it loud for the last time. Don't worry about the smoke. It's only a condensation in the muffler, because obviously it hasn't been on for forever. There's a difference. So sad. Literally. Can you hear it? Well, you do what you got to do, I guess. That makes me very sad. We're back, and today's the next day, and it's a better day. So last night I was trying to get this car ready for the test drive, and I was doing the clamps. The clamps needed new bolts, so I got new bolts, but the problem was I couldn't find this wee insert for that one. And I spent, I'm not joking, I spent probably an hour looking for it all over the workshop, and I could not find it anywhere. So today, we're gonna have to make one. So guys, we're gonna replicate this part here, which has a slot and a 6mm hole. We're gonna use this bolt. Oh man, the time has finally come. We're ready to test drive this. It's been 5 months pure grind to get it to where she is. Both clamps are on, the engine is running good, no smoke whatsoever inside, which is very good. Oh no, we have a problem. It looks like we're overheating. No. So for some reason, the coolant is overflowing and is dripping out of this pipe here, which is the overflow. So I need to find out what is going on here. I don't know if there's a big bubble somewhere and it's not circulating because this is climbing up. So the engine oil temperature should be about 100, I think, but it's going up. And this is staying steady. This is good. So I don't know. I need to do a bit of investigation, see what's going on here. All right, let's try to bleed it from here and see if anything comes out. Maybe a tiny bit of air, but nothing serious. That is good. We are definitely probably overheating because it was sitting idle in there for a while and there's a puddle of coolant. So unfortunately, no test drive today. The puddle of disappointment. So I want to do a smart thing and not risk the car just for sake of test drive. I would love to, trust me, I would love to see how this thing drives, you know. But unfortunately, like I said, we can't do that. I don't want to risk the car and all that work we put into it. Oh man, once again, I broke my promise. And this is the thing about cars like this. The engine's in the back and the radiators are at the front. So yeah, around here, it seems like it's good. Like when it comes to coolant, it's good. And we're getting plenty hot air inside the cockpit. But for some reason, the radiators are still cold and it's boiling hot here. So obviously there's somewhere a big fat bubble. So the car is not ready for the test drive. And I apologize. And yeah, I'm disappointed. So another thing that I promised was the price breakdown. So I'll show you a couple more things that I had to buy for this car. So I had to buy a fog light. The mounting points are snapped and it's cracked in the middle. And this one here cost me 100 quid. So have a fog light. Oh, nice and toasty. Another part I had to buy is a spoiler. So it goes here. This is the original part, but it's broken. A lot of it is missing, so I can't repair it. So I had to buy a second-hand brand new. And this cost me, believe it or not, I know it's going to sound expensive, but it's actually quite cheap. So this part here, without the lifting mechanism, but lifting mechanism is good on this car. This was £200 with the bumper bracket, which goes in the back. So this is actually pretty cheap, and it came in the color I needed. So it's pretty good. So 200 quid. So I actually made a mistake. So the bumper was £350, and the top bit for the bumper, which is this bit, it was 100 quid. So 450 for the bumper and this part. Another thing I forgot to mention, the rear tail light was 550 quid, and the crash bar chassis leg was 35 pounds. I think the best way is just, I'm going to show you the list, and the parts that make no sense, I'm going to show you what they are. So this is what I mentioned throughout the video. The only thing I missed it was delivery. Delivery was 160 pounds. That came from England, so that's why it's quite expensive. So the other stuff that I bought, which is like 344 pounds, is boot struts. That's it there. Haven't fit them. Dowel, I don't know how you pronounce that. Pin screw thing, it's this. It's for your engine bay. So there's like a cover for your engine bay, and it uses these funky screws. And then the quarter panel already mentioned, the tail light mentioned, fog lights, spoiler all mentioned, and that was with the postage, £1,625. Next thing is the engine parts. Front crankshaft seal, valve cover, gasket, engine oil, coolant, oil filter, manifold flex pipes, and hitch brace welding. So all this is £293. Then we have the manifold flange, which cost me £15 to get it milled. Belt, manifold seal, I had to buy 2 of them for both sides. Oh yeah, so exhaust heat shield, that was this is here, so I had to buy a couple of these. So I think it was in total 50 quid if you add everything up. I don't know, some screws, bolts. Coolant tank, oh yeah, coolant tank was £38. Some seal, that's the seal we use, like this here. And then paint, this is just a black paint. Sump repair kit, the sump plugs, walnut blasting thing, 720. All this was 720 quid. So let's add everything up and see the total. Let's do this together. And 63p. 20,493 and 47p. So this is actually pretty good, and that's everything I need for this car. So this makes this the cheapest Audi R8 on the market, I think. Anyway, I haven't found anything cheaper. If you have, I'll leave it in the comment. So next thing I want to cover is this bumper. This bumper, like you've seen, was a lot of damaged parts. And how I resolved that? Well, I had to, again, use my 3D printing skills. So I had to 3D print these parts. So this is the passenger side, and this is what it looks like. Driver side looks like this. So there's a lot of parts missing. So that will go like this, and then this bit is gonna go like that, if you line it up properly. But it's gonna take a bit of time to line this all up. And then this bit is gonna be here like this. So it's like, yeah, you got an idea. So how did I get the shape and the dimensions and stuff? Well, I had to use an iPhone Pro, which is I'm filming with, to 3D scan it. Your iPhone can actually 3D scan parts, which is amazing, using like a LiDAR sensor that it comes with. But I 3D scanned this, and then I done a mirror, like a mirror image of it. And then I was fit to print it in sections. Unfortunately, my print bed is small, so it was like in a couple sections I had to print, and then you just glue it. Running out of time, I can't get these parts onto this bumper in this video because today is Friday. So the things took so much longer, like this heat shield and 3D printing parts, that took 2 days to design it and print it. Like that one part, this took 6 hours to print, and it took me 2 days to design it because once you scan it, you have to refine it. It's not perfect. But anyway, guys, look, I'm sorry that we didn't get to drive this car today. I'm very sad about that. But we do the price breakdown, and I think the price is pretty decent, you know, to the level of it is now. Like there's obviously more stuff to do to it, of course, but we're getting there. So in the next video, we're gonna finish the bumper, find out if we can actually fix it with this. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know this is a longer format video because it took ages to do things. Subscribe, like, and comment if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next one.